Hello. Hi.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. What's your name?
My name is Takuma. I'm from Japan,
Oh, cool. My name's Cheyenne, and I'm from Canada.
Canada, Cheyenne.
Yeah.
Nice to
Where?
meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And where are you from in Japan?
Well, I'm originally from Fukuoka Prefecture,
Mhm.
but currently I live in Tokyo.
Oh, Tokyo. It's very cool. That's one of the cities I really want to visit is Tokyo. I've always wanted to go to Japan. I think it's very cool, and the culture and living there is quite different from Canada.
And which part of Canada do you live in now?
I live in Calgary, Alberta. Have you ever heard of it?
No, I haven't.
I'll
Could you
type it.
type
Mm-hmm. Calgary, Alberta. It's
Calgary, Alberta?
yeah, it's a
Calgary.
fairly big city. It's
Mm-hmm.
pretty big. It's not as nice as Vancouver,
Hmm.
but it's a pretty nice city.
Okay. I'm
You're
checking.
Googling it? Yeah.
Yeah. Geography. Calgary. It's close to the United States.
Yep. It's close to what state is it close to? Seattle? No, not Seattle.
Washington and
Washington.
Montana.
Right. Yep. I haven't crossed that border. When I was in Vancouver,
Mm-hmm.
because I used to live in Vancouver,
Mm-hmm.
I went to Seattle, and that's in the States.
How long did you stay? Did you live in Vancouver?
I lived in Vancouver for a year when I was 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in a place called Langley. It's basically right outside of Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it was very expensive to live there. It's super expensive
Mm-hmm.
by Vancouver.
So, how long have you been living in Calgary? Calgary, is that correct?
Calgary. Yep.
Calgary.
I've been living here for about 8 years now. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
maybe 9 years.
Maybe nine
So
years.
it's been a while. Before moving to Calgary, I
Mm-hmm.
actually moved to Finland for a year.
Mm,
So Finland was very cool. Do you know where that is?
yes,
Yeah, way up in
Norway,
Scandinavia.
Finland, and
Yeah,
um,
Sweden.
no, Sweden.
Yeah. So those countries very, very cool. I got to visit Sweden and Estonia as well while I was there, but I didn't get to go to Norway or Denmark.
Eh, how many languages can you speak?
I I speak English, but I can understand French,
Mm-hmm.
kind of. I can read French, but spoken French is a little hard for me because I don't get
Mm-hmm.
to practice. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
learning Russian.
Oh, Russian.
Yeah. So I can read and speak Russian at an A2 level, so it's kind of beginner intermediate.
Mm-hmm.
I can't hold a conversation, but I could make it in Russia okay.
Mm-hmm.
But what about you?
My language?
Yeah, what languages do you speak?
I speak Japanese and English.
Japanese and English? Nice. How long have you been learning English for?
Well, I've been learning English for about 13 years, I guess.
13? Okay.
In Japan, you have to learn. You start learning English um, at the age of 12.
Okay, yeah.
From junior high school,
Yeah.
we start to learn English,
Oh, wow.
and it's mandatory from 12 to 18 from from a junior high school to high school. So for about 6 years.
Interesting.
And sorry.
That's really cool because in Canada, they don't even try and teach you anything about
Mhm.
languages.
Actually, we don't have opportunities to speak English. So um, when I entered the university, uh, I tried to have opportunities to speak English with my friends.
Mhm. Wow. That's really cool. In Canada, for learning languages,
Mhm.
they try to start students learning French at the age of, I believe, 8.
Mhm.
From 8 to 12, they have to take French,
Mhm.
but some of their lessons are only 30 minutes long once a week.
Mhm.
So they can't really learn it. And then after 13, they don't have to learn it really anymore. So I wish they pushed for more languages. Like in Europe, a lot of countries, like they have to learn 2 or 3 languages at least.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
in Canada, they just it's so weird that they don't push learning languages because Canada has so many people from different countries.
Mhm.
There's so many people from different countries here, but yet they don't teach us any other languages.
Mhm. I think people in Quebec can speak in Quebec French is spoken, right?
Yeah. Yeah. They mostly speak French in Quebec. They do
Mhm.
know English. They just don't like speaking English because they just don't like speaking English really.
Oh, really?
But they speak French also in Ontario as well.
Ontario.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it. Ontario.
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 Yep. It's at the very far end of Canada by Quebec.
Ah.
The cities near the border of Quebec and Ontario, they
Mhm.
mostly speak French.
Mhm.
The further you go in Ontario, the more English is spoken. Like Toronto speaks English, and that's a huge city in Canada.
Mhm.
But
Okay, now I understand.
yeah, have you ever heard of Toronto?
Yes, Toronto
Yeah.
is a big city.
Yeah, it's very big. And have you ever heard of the Niagara Falls?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so Toronto has Niagara Falls, and that city's all English, but the cities closer to Quebec is mostly French.
I want to see the Niagara Falls in
Mhm.
person in the future.
You should. Have you ever been to Canada?
No, I haven't, but I
No.
want to.
You want to? I'm guessing that's the first place you would go is to Toronto?
Maybe Toronto, I have no idea. Vancouver or Toronto,
Yeah.
these cities are very popular.
Yeah. Vancouver, Toronto, um, Montreal,
Mhm.
and then another city or a lot of tourist places. I'll
Mhm.
write them so you can look them up later. Banff, Canmore, and Jasper. These are all places in Alberta.
Mhm.
They're smaller, but the nature is amazing. It's so pretty there.
Eh,
Banff, Canmore, and Jasper. Those are little cities by where I live. But these are out in like the mountains and it's so beautiful. They're very pretty. So if you do come to Canada,
mhm.
I would definitely recommend going to those 3. And both of those 3 are very close together, so you can go visit all 3 of them.
Okay. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
sharing
no worries, of
information.
course. I love traveling, so
Me too.
I I have 3 top places I wanna go. I want to visit Russia, Japan, and Australia.
Which part of Japan do you want to go to?
Tokyo,
Tokyo. Why?
definitely. I like big cities,
Mhm.
but also I would also wanna visit probably a smaller city too. I don't know too many cities in Japan. I basically only know Tokyo.
Mhm.
Um, but I think it'd be cool to see a big city like Tokyo versus a small city in Japan
Mhm.
because then I can see like more culture differences and stuff.
Mhm.
But I wish I could speak Japanese though. I wanted to learn because I love watching anime, but it's so hard.
Yeah, there are so many characters like
Yeah.
hiragana, kanji,
Yep.
katakana. There are
Yeah.
so many characters.
I
It's very.
know. I really wanted to learn because most of the shows that I watch are all in Japanese.
Mhm.
But with the 3 letters or the 3 alphabets, I was like, "There's no way I can learn this."
Uh, it's an obstacle to learn Japanese.
Yeah. I think it's one of the hardest languages in the world to learn.
Yeah, I think so too.
Huh. What do you like to do for fun or
Traveling, cooking. I like to learn English as well.
Mhm.
How about
Cool.
you? Are
I
you?
like to I like to travel, but I haven't been able to because of COVID.
Mhm.
I like learning languages like Russian and French. I like sports. I play hockey and rock climbing.
Oh,
Have you ever
hockey.
heard of indoor skydiving?
Indoor skydiving.
Yeah.
Indoor?
Indoor.
No, I haven't.
Video of me doing it. I have one right here. Let's see.
Okay.
So this is me learning how to do a flip. So that's me.
Ah,
Yeah.
I've seen this activity.
You've seen it?
Yes,
Okay. Cool. Do they have it in Japan?
I think so, but maybe I think so. There's
Yeah.
activity area somewhere in Japan.
Yeah. It's super cool. That's one of my things. And actually that's my job as well. I'm an indoor skydiving instructor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
So I
cool.
teach people
I'm
how
gonna
to
try it.
fly. You should try
Cool.
it. Yeah.
Is
If
it expensive?
mm, it depends on the country. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how expensive it would be in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
In Canada, it's very expensive. Like you
Mm-hmm.
have to have money to do it. That's why I work there because then I don't have to pay because it's very expensive.
Mhm,
Um, but in countries like Russia, it's not very expensive. So
mhm.
you should check it out. If it's in Japan, you should see because it's super fun to even just try once.
Okay, I'll Google it later. Can I
Yeah.
ask you some questions
Yeah.
about English?
Yep.
Is it possible to say the picture is blurry and the photo is out of focus?
Yep. The picture is blurry. The photos. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Actually, I prepared some questions, so
Yep.
can I ask you questions?
Definitely.
Okay, so could you tell me the meaning of this sentence? Don't be a dead horse.
Don't beat a dead horse.
Don't be a dead horse.
It's like if something not good happens, don't make it worse. Like don't make things worse.
Really? Are you sure?
It kind of has dual meanings. It has multiple meanings. Uh Here, I can look it up later and like double check, but it has two different meanings.
So what about the other one?
I honestly can't remember the other one. Don't beat a dead horse. Here, keep going and I'll look it up.
Okay. Maybe this idiom is not used much because actually earlier I asked this question and the teacher didn't know the idiom, so I think this idiom is not popular.
Yeah, I've definitely heard it before. Okay, it means don't waste effort on something when there is no chance of succeeding.
Hmm?
I'll put it in here.
Okay, thank you. So can I move on to the next
Yeah.
question? Could you tell me the difference between these two? I work for Google. I'm working for Google. What's the difference between these two?
It's the same thing. It means the same thing. There's no
Okay.
difference.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought the second one is like a temporary thing. I'm I'm working for Google for now, but in the future, I might quit the job. No, am I correct? The subtle nuance.
It can be. It kind of depends on context. They
Mm-hmm.
do mean the same thing, but if you added like the end sentence, like what you just did, then
Mm-hmm.
it can mean that way too. Whereas
Uh-huh.
if you just say I work for Google, then it just means you just work for. If you say I work for Google, that's basically saying I only work for Google.
Mm-hmm.
But if you say I am working for Google, that could also mean like you could be going somewhere else or you could be working at another job as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're
So
welcome.
we are
We're
running out of
running out of
time.
time. It was nice to meet you though.
Nice meeting you.
See you
Thank you
later.
so much.
You're
See you
welcome.
later.
Bye.